And joining me now on the news is a lawyer, Kennedy Osunwa, and also with me is a security expert, Femi Aratokun. Now let's start with you. Many thanks to the both of you for joining us on this hour. But let's start with you, because you're a lawyer and there is a debate on the constitutionality of this operation, security operation. Are the governors doing the right thing the unconstitutional way? What is the constitutionality of this operation?
Well, looking at the idea of the governors, I want to state that it is doing the right thing in an unsettled manner, because if you want to do anything that has to do with security, enforcement of law and order, and preservation of lives and property in the state, then you have to look at the legal framework upon which you want to operate on. Then looking at the ideas of the Western governors in their bid to preserve lives and property of the good people of the Western states, the question is, what is the legal framework? Looking at the second schedule of Part 1 to 1999 Constitution as amended, that provides for exclusive legislative list. When you look at the gamut of that list, you look at number 2 of that list, you will find the, for arms and ammunition. And of course, they cannot drive their idea home without empowering their security agents with ammunition. And that ammunition comes under item 2 of the exclusive legislative list that has the federal government.
So basically, this is unconstitutional.
Now, also, when you look at item 45, that has to do with police and state security. That has to do with police and state security, and that falls under the
I need to put you on hold because I need to get to Femi Aratokun. Femi Aratokun, you've heard the statement from the Attorney General that this all through the planning of this operation, the federal government wasn't carried along. What do you make of that?
Good afternoon. Again, I wish all our Nigerian armed forces and those that have laid down their lives for us a very good day, and may their departed soul rest in peace, and those alive, they should keep on doing a good job for our country. However, I think I have to go against what the lawyer said. Basically, he was actually saying things from the constitutional point of view, but do not let us forget that the Ondo State Governor, Mr. Akeredolu, happens to be a son, senior advocate of Nigeria, so he must have fully well thought about all this before forming this lucrative organization that would definitely benefit not only the West, not only the southern people, but to benefit Nigerians, because what we are talking about here is to protect lives and properties. Can anybody just tell me so far that we've been having this insecurity in Nigeria today, how many criminals or how many suspects have been prosecuted so far? So don't let us just look at it from one angle. Let us look at it from the angle of how do we do this logically based on what the governor said earlier on.
All right, Femi, let me stay with you. There are those who also say that this law, there's something wrong with this security operation because it is not backed by the the State House of Assembly. It should have been backed by the State House of Assembly. So what do you also make of that?
Look, I've been visiting Nigeria for some time right now, and I can tell you one thing for sure. Everything they are doing is actually being done directly under the law, and the federal government knew when they started all this program, all these meetings going on, the consultation, even with the stakeholders. When we talk about the stakeholders, we're talking about the Ndigbo, the Ohanese, the Hawusas, the Miyetti Allah, and all the rest of them. Everybody seems to be carried along. But do not let us forget, the presence of security in any environment is a sensible warning. I repeat, a sensible warning for any criminal activity. So people that are agitating that, oh, Amotekun should be suppressed or erased or, disbanded is completely just talking out of point. Because I keep saying it, if we don't have a movement that will secure lives and properties, police and military can't do it alone. Take, for example, in Kano State.
I'm sorry, I need to share the conversation with I'm sorry, Femi Aratokun. I need to share the conversation with a lawyer here. Kennedy Osunwa, you have heard the Attorney General, and you've also heard Akeredolu. He just spoke in the last video we played. So what's the way forward for the governors if this is going to succeed? I mean, the operation has started, vehicles have been bought. So what's the way forward?
Yes, like I said he's doing the right thing in an unsettled manner. Now, the governors of the Western states must go back. Of course, they are leading. They must go back to the drawing board and then look at the legal framework and ensure, for instance, when Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu wanted to set up LASHMA in Lagos State as a traffic agency, it had a force. It is part of the transport ministry. You go to Ogun State Traffic Management Agency, it has its enabling law. So what they need to do is to, if they want it to thrive, let it come under the state law of that state, and each of the coordinating states or each of the states that are involved should also, reciprocate such laws and then give it a legal backing. But as it is, you have come out with the security framework, but the legal framework is lacking. You've not told Nigerians or the federal government under which law are you operating from. And I think that is why Honorable Attorney General of the Federation looked at the gamut of the setup and come up with the idea that is illegal.
We do have to leave it there. Many thanks to you, lawyer Kennedy Osunwa, as well as security expert Femi Aratokun. Many thanks to the both of you for sharing your thoughts on this issue.